I have a stack of books besides me. Just a badass female in general. I would definitely check this book out. So maybe this will be a romance I really like. He will have to decide what he wants more, the love of the girl who could change those shifting worlds, or those sacred beliefs that earned him the name that he's known for, Saint. So contemporary romance, definitely. Destination contemporary romance. I have been waiting to read this book. This book has been sitting on my shelf for like weeks, months. I forget when this book came out. Did it come out in April? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a genius when looking for books. Hello book friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylin and I hope you are doing so lovely. Welcome to a sit down Sunday video. Today's video is going to be my summer TBR. I know I'm late to the game because it's technically already summer and it's already July, but you know what? It's fine. Better late than never. So I'm here to go over the current books on my shelf that I have added to my summer TBR. Try to knock down that number on my never-ending TBR. Make a dent in it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I also have some books that I have yet to go and get that I'm going to go over for you guys. But first I'm going to go over my physical books and then we'll go over the books that I don't have. So let's just get right into it. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are subscribed because I would love to have you here. So let's go. I have a stack of books besides me. There are a bunch of different genres because I typically like to read fantasy and thriller. A little bit of romance, contemporary romance. Like I mean a very little. Like I'm very picky with my romances. So let's just like jump in, shall we? First two I'm going to be mentioning are part of a trilogy, and that is the Daughter of the Pirate King trilogy. And we have in that Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen. There's one more coming out, but it has yet to come out. I read Daughter of the Pirate King last summer. Adore this book. Love this book. I really want to reread it so I can go into a Daughter of a Siren Queen with a very fresh memory of what happened in the first book. Now, if you don't know what this book is about, we follow a young girl named Alosa, I believe is her name, and she is sent on a mission by her dad to go find the missing piece to this treasure map. And by doing that, she has to get herself captured onto this ship. And on the ship, she meets first mate Raiden, and things develop. And it's so good. If you're looking for like a female Jack Sparrow or like just a badass female in general, I would definitely check this book out. Plus, you're on a ship in sea. I mean, summer, hello. So for this one, I don't know what this one's about yet. Obviously, we're going to follow more of Alosa and Raiden's story. But this is the second book in this trilogy, so I'm not going to go over the summary because I don't want to spoil anything. Next book is actually a romance, and I think this is a YA romance, and that is Never Vacation with Your Ex. And this one is second chance romance. I believe she goes on a vacation with her ex. She's like a volleyball player. I'm not quite sure like the full summary for this. I got this as an ARC. It says Forgetting Sarah Marshall Meets Crazy Stupid Love in a YA second chance romance. I love both of those movies. Crazy Stupid Love is one of my absolute all-time favorite movies. So now that I know that, I'm kind of more excited to read this. The reason why I'm throwing this in there is because it just screams beach, summer. And like I said, I don't really read a lot of romances. I'm very selective. So maybe this will be a romance I really like. And it being YA, I don't see it being focused on the smut part of a romance that typically adult romances are focused on. And I don't necessarily not like smut. I don't mind smut in my books. I just don't like when that is the full plot of the book. I think there's more to romance than smut. Obviously, in a real life romance, you have so many different angles and like things that go on in a real life romance that I want that in a book. I just don't want it to be focused on the smut, and nothing icks me more than word chapter in and they're already mentioning like sexual comments about the person they're like interested in. I can't do it. So next book is The Breakfast Draft, and this one is actually a contemporary romance. It came out last year, I think it did. I have not read this yet. I did start it. I forget what page I'm on because my bookmark actually just fell out. But I did like this. What I was reading, I did like. However, the Ohio weather has not been summer. It has been raining for the past week. I want to read this when it's sunny and I can go to the pool and read it. That's what I'm saving this for. Majority of these books I'm saving for when I can go to the pool when it's sunny. But so far it's been raining and that sucks so much. But in this one, we're following two authors that write books together. We're following Catherine and Nathan, and they wrote this really well-known book, and it did really well. They had a falling out. They refused to write with each other until they're like, you have one last book, you need to do this to fulfill your contract. So they end up writing together, and very much gives beach reads, but beach reads, they weren't like co-authors. They just like swapped genres and wrote for each other. But that's kind of like the vibes I'm getting, and it's a contemporary romance is what it says. I love a contemporary romance, meaning there's more to the book than the romance. So I'm very excited. What I did read, I think I maybe got 50 pages into this. What I did read, I really liked. So I cannot wait to jump back into this. Next book is Saint by Adrienne Young, and this is, I don't know if this is a companion novel. I don't know if this is a prequel. I don't really know. This author wrote Fable and Namesake, and I really like that duology a lot. I like Namesake a lot more than Fable, but I'm curious to know if I'll like Fable more than I did when I read it a couple years ago, because my reading taste has changed a lot. I appreciate fantasies that aren't very romantical. Like, I like a subplot of a romance, but I don't want that to be all of the fantasy. And at the time when I read that, that's what I wanted, was like a romance. So I didn't really like it because I thought it was slow. So I'm curious to know what I'll think about it. But this book, I'm just going to read it because I actually don't know what this is about. It says, as a boy, Eliza's learned the hard way what happens when you don't need the old tales. 9 years after his lack of superstition got his father killed, he's grown into a young man of piety with a deep revenge for the hallowed sea and her fickle favor. As stories spread from port to port of the fisherman's son who has managed to escape the deadliest storms, his devotion to the myths and greeds has given him the reputation of the luckiest bastard to sail the Narrows. Now he's mere days away from getting everything his father ever dreamed for him: a ship of his own, a crew, a license that names him as one of the first narrow-born traders, when a young dredger from the unnamed sea who has more than one secret crosses his path. Eliza's faith will be tested like never before. The greater the pull he feels towards her, the further he drifts from things he spent 3 years working for. He's dangerously close to repeating his mistakes, and he's seen firsthand how vicious the jealous sea can be. If he's going to survive her reputation, he will have to decide what he wants more: the love of the girl who could change those shifting worlds, or the sacred beliefs that earned him the name that he's known for, Saint. I mean, does that not sound so good? And it's fairly short, and I really like Adrienne Young's writing. If you have not given Adrienne Young a chance with Namesake or Fable, I said that backwards, Fable or Namesake, go ahead and do those because they're amazing. I don't know in what order you can read this. Again, I don't know if they're like intertwined. I don't know if you can go in and read Saint and then read Fable or Namesake, or you have to read Fable and Namesake and then read Saint. This came after Fable and Namesake, but that always doesn't mean it's the correct reading order. So I don't know, but the next one is a book that my best friend Brie has been so excited for me to read. She got this for me last year for hitting a certain amount of subscribers, 100 subscribers, which is just crazy to think about because the number I have now, I'm like insane. So this is Love and Gelato. This author writes a different types of romances, like Luck and Irish, Love and Olive. So they're in different destination. I guess they're destination romances is kind of what I would describe it. I am nervous but very excited to read this. I'm nervous that I'm not gonna like it, but I'm excited because this is old school YA writing, which I love. Old school YA, it reminds me of all the good times. It reminds me of being like a teenager or like in middle school. So I think I'm gonna like this, but I've been saving it for when I'm on vacation from work. And I am gonna go ahead and read the summary because I don't know what this is about. Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany, but she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She's only there because it was her mother's dying wish that she get to know her father. But what kind of father isn't around for 16 years? All Lena wants to do is go back home, but then she's given a journal that her mom has kept when she lived in Italy. Suddenly, Lena's uncovering a magical world of secret romances, arts, and hidden bakeries. a world that inspires her along with the ever so charming Ren to follow in her mother's footsteps, unearth a secret that has been kept for far too long. It's a secret that will change everything Lena knew about her mother, her father, and herself. People come to Italy for love and gelato, someone tells her, but sometimes they discover much more. So contemporary romance, definitely destination contemporary romance. Very excited. Next is Miss Chloe Gaughan's Foul Lady Fortune. I love nothing more than a good fantasy book in the summertime. I love escaping in a fantasy world. I feel like summer is the perfect time to escape. Winter too, because it's so cold. Anyways, we're not gonna get into it. But this, I believe, has to do with These Violent Delights. I feel like this is a prequel to These Violent Delights, so I really don't want to read the summary because I don't want to give anything away. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not sure if that's what it is. But also this cover is pink, and I don't know, pink and summertime go hand in hand to me. But I love Chloe Gong. I read These Violent Delights last winter, ended up obsessing over them, ended up really loving them. They like shattered me and put me back together and then shattered me again. And I can't wait to get back into the world of Chloe Gong and her writing and the world that she's created. So that's that. So next book is a thriller, and this is the only thriller I actually have on my shelf that is unread, believe it or not. And that is She Started It. This just came out, and this is my book of the month edition. I haven't heard the best reviews for this, which makes me really nervous, but I'm still gonna read it. It looks like it takes place on the beach. If you look at the cover, it looks very beachy. Even the back, it looks very beachy, which is why I'm putting it on my summer TBR. I don't read my summaries for thrillers, so if you want to know what this book is about, I will have it linked down below for you guys. But I will read the little blurb. It just says the party of a lifetime is nothing like what they expected. So there's that. The last physical book I have that is on my summer TBR is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have been waiting to read this book. This book has been sitting on my shelf for like weeks, months. I forget when this book came out. Did it come out in April? Yeah, I don't know. It's now June. I've been saving it. This is the gorgeous Waterstone edition, and I am just gonna read the summary because I suck at telling you guys what book's about unless I've read them. Harriet and Wynne are the perfect couple. They go together like bread and butter. Jen and Tonic, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds. Love that. Every year they take a holiday from their lives to drink far too much wine with their favorite people in the world. Except this year, they are lying through their teeth because Harriet and Wynne broke up 6 months ago, and they still haven't told anyone. But the cottage is for sale, so this is the last time they'll all be able to be here together. They can't bear to break their best friend's heart, so they'll fake it for one more week. But how can you pretend to be in love and get away with it in front of the people who know you best? Second chance romance, I think is what this is. No, I've heard amazing things about this book. I am a big fan of Emily Henry. I didn't love Book Lovers. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And with Book Lovers, I saw a lot of mixed opinions. With Happy Place, I'm seeing nothing but good things. So I'm very hopeful. I really like this because I've enjoyed beach read Vacation with Friends. People, oh my god, people we meet on vacation. So I'm very hopeful I'm going to like this book. Now, moving on to the books that I don't have. If you see me looking down, it's because my laptop is actually right here. So this is the only way I can remember them. I can't remember them off the top of my head. So the first book I'm going to mention is A Court of Wings and Ruin. Now, I have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, the entire series, back whenever A Court of Wings and Ruin came out, like first released. That was when I like finished the entire series, and I just didn't pick it up again when A Court of Silver Flames came out. And I started my reread last winter or 2 winters ago. I don't remember. I started it with Brie, and we have yet to finish it. So I would love to finish A Court of Wings and Ruin this summer, but I'm not sure. We'll see how timing goes. And I don't really need to tell you guys what this is about because y'all know. Next up, we have The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hilderbrand. And this is the same author that she wrote The Hotel Nantucket. All of her books, actually I don't know if all of them, The Hotel Nantucket and this one is surrounded by Nantucket, and I love that setting. I want to go so bad to Nantucket and just live out my best like East Coast summer life. I live in the Midwest, so I don't get an East Coast summer. We get a Midwest summer, which is not fun. Not fun. I don't recommend it. But in this one, you're following Hollis. It says, Hollis Shaw's life seems picture perfect. She's the creator of a popular food blog, Hungry with Hollis, and is married to Matthew, a dreamy heart surgeon. But after she and Matthew got into a heated argument one snowy morning, he leaves for the airport and is killed in a car accident. The cracks in Hollis's perfect life, her strained marriage, and her complicated relationship with her daughter Caroline grow deeper. So when Hollis hears about something called a 5-star weekend, one woman organizes a trip for her best friend for each phase of her life, her teenage years, her 20s, her 30s, and midlife. She decides to host her own 5-star weekend on Nantucket, but the weekend doesn't turn out to be a joyful Hallmark movie. The husband of Hollis's childhood friend, Tatum, arranges for Hollis's first love, Jack Finnegan, to spend time with them, stirring up the old feelings. Meanwhile, Tatum is forced to play nice with abrasive and nihilistic Drew Hahn, Hollis's best friend from UNC Chapel Hill. Drew Ann's career as a prominent Chicago sports agent is on the line after about a client's mental health issues are misconstructed online. Brooke, Hollis's friend from their 30s, has just discovered that her husband is having an inappropriate relationship with a woman at work. Again. And then there's Gigi, a stranger to everyone, including Hollis, who's reached out to Hollis through her blog. Gigi embodies an unusual grace and, as it happens, has many secrets. So, perfect beach read, in my opinion. Also, I just want to point out one thing. If I stumble, trip, if I repeat sentences and haven't perfectly edited them out, I'm very sorry. I have trouble reading. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I can read it, my brain registers it, but when I speak, sometimes it doesn't come out what I know it should sound like, so I'm very, very sorry if that gets really annoying and repetitive. I'm trying my best to edit it out. I'm trying my best to work on it, but it's really frustrating sometimes for me, so I can't even imagine what it is like for you guys. Next book is Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monahan, and this one, it says it's the best book of the summer. It says beach rules. Take long walks on the sand. Do put an umbrella in every cocktail. Do not run into your first love. Sam's life is on track. She is the perfect doctor fiance. Jack, his strict routines are a good thing, really. A great job in Manhattan, unless they fire her, and is about to tour a wedding venue near her family's Long Beach Island beach house. Everything should go to plan, yet the minute she arrives, Sam senses something is off. Wyatt is here. Wyatt is my cat's name. I didn't know that. Her Wyatt, but there is no reason for a 30-year-old engaged woman to feel panicked around a guy who broke her heart when she was 17, right? Yet being back at the beach, hearing notes from Wyatt's guitar float across that night air from next door as if no time has passed, Sam's memories come flooding back. The feel of Wyatt's skin on hers, their nights in treehouse, and the truth behind their split. Sam remembers who she used to be as Wyatt re-enters her life. Their connection is undeniable as it always was. She will have to make a choice. Oh my God, I need this book now. I need this book now. I may have to buy this book now, like right now, because does that not sound so good? I'm a genius when looking for books. Next one is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is his newest release. Have not heard great things, which is not good. I'm really nervous about reading it because me and Riley Sager don't have the best relationship. I have only really kind of liked one of his books. To be fair, I've only read two. I did not like Final Girls at all. I read The House Across the Lake. I loved it until the paranormal aspect came back into it, and I was like, this is too far-fetched of a reach for me. I don't like it. The Only One Left, the plot of it sounds really good. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to read the summary and I don't want to spoil myself or spoil you guys if you guys are like me and you don't read summaries, but I'm really nervous to read it, but I am going to read it. I'm planning on reading it when I'm on vacation. I have a whole TBR that I'm planning to read on vacation. Am I going to have time to read them all? No, because I have things to do that week. Well, not really. I only have one day I have to do something. But I'm really hoping to get through a lot of these books that week, but we'll see. I also have another vacation in October. Okay, we're not going to get into it. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care when my vacations are. The next one and the last one is another mystery, like murder mystery, I think. I don't think it's really a thriller. It is The Block Party by Jamie Day. And this one you're following people who live in a neighborhood and they have a block party every year. And this year someone's murdered. Okay? I need it. A couple people who I like have blurbed it. Lisa Gardner blurbed it, and she said absolutely amazing. Readers are going to flip. The author from the 5-Star Weekend said, like a firecracker on a hot summer night. If you like my novels, you'll love The Block Party. So I'm really excited to read this book. And that is my summer TBR. It's a very long summer TBR. Not a lot of time left in summer. Actually, there's a lot of time left. But I am kind of stressing about it because I have not been reading as fast as I normally would, but I'm taking reading slow. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm reading every single book I love. I'm really taking in and digesting and like taking my time picking my books. But yeah, what are you guys reading this summer? Let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy that Sit Down Sunday videos are back, because I'm really excited to put out more content, really connect with you guys in a different way, because I connect with you guys over my vlog, but I feel like this is where we really talk about books and connect over books. My vlogs are just like a chaotic good time, which if you don't watch my weekly vlogs, you should. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hi, my name is Kaylin. I put out weekly vlogs every single Wednesday, and they're a good time. They're chaotic, they're fun, they're a little bit of lifestyle, they're a little bit of bookish, they're a little bit of everything. Highly recommend. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment, because I love when you guys comment. That's my favorite part of the day, is when I see a new comment from you guys. I'm like, ooh, and I get on my little laptop and I'm like, ding, 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 and reply to you guys. I love it. But if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe, because I would love to have you here. If you don't, you can follow me on my social medias. I'm on the TikTok and the Instagram. That sounds really millennial of me. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are reading lots of good books, and I will catch you guys in my next video.